Good to see everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. We have the truth of the day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich in today's Entertainment Spotlight. You've been part of my conversation with filmmaker, author, and entrepreneur Omegia Keeys. Enjoy today's program. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In national news, Fauci says U.S. should consider vaccine mandate for U.S. air travel. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the top U.S. infectious disease expert, said Monday the nation should consider a vaccination mandate for domestic air travel, signaling a potential embrace of an idea the Biden administration had previously eschewed as COVID-19 cases spike. Fauci, President Joe Biden's chief science advisor on the pandemic response, said such a mandate might drive up the nation's lagging vaccination rate, as well as confer stronger protection on flights for which federal regulations require all those ages 2 and older to wear a mask. When you make vaccination a requirement, that's another incentive to get more people vaccinated, Fauci told MSNBC on Monday. If you want to do that with domestic flights, I think that's something that seriously should be considered. The Biden administration has thus far balked at imposing a vaccination requirement for domestic air travel. Two officials said Biden's science advisors have yet to make a formal recommendation for such a requirement to the president. The officials who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss internal deliberations said a vaccine mandate on planes could trigger a host of logistical and legal concerns. The U.S. currently mandates that most foreign nationals traveling to the U.S. be fully vaccinated against the coronavirus, though citizens and permanent residents only need to show proof of a negative test taken within a day of boarding. Federal rules don't require people traveling by air within the U.S. to show a negative test. Hawaii requires travelers to test or show proof of vaccination to avoid a mandatory quarantine. Biden did not respond to questions on whether he was considering implementing a domestic air travel vaccination policy, but he told reporters the subject was discussed on a call with the nation's governors Monday morning. They asked Dr. Fauci some more questions about everything from whether or not he thought we was going to move to test at home, on air flights, and that kind of thing. Biden said of the call before departing the White House for his home in Delaware. During the virtual meeting with governors, Biden pledged the full support of the federal government to states facing surges in COVID-19 cases from the more transmissible Omicron variant and a run on at-home tests that dominated headlines over the holiday season. In a related story, Omicron and storms disrupt air travel for fourth consecutive day. Flight cancellations that disrupted holiday travel stretched into Monday as airlines called off thousands of more flights because crews were sick with COVID-19 during one of the year's busiest travel periods, and storm fronts added to the havoc. Flight delays and cancellations tied to staffing shortages have been a constant this year. Airlines encourage workers to quit in 2020 when air travel collapsed, and carriers have struggled to make up ground this year when air travel rebounded faster than anyone expected. The arrival of the Omicron variant accelerated the difficulties. Since Friday, airlines have canceled more than 4,000 flights to, from, or inside the U.S., with over 1,000 U.S. cancellations on Monday, according to FlightAware, which tracks flight cancellations. Delta, United, JetBlue, and American have blamed the coronavirus for staffing problems in the past several days. European and Australian airlines also canceled holiday season flights because of infected staff, but weather or other factors played a role as well. In more national news, judge sets hearing to reconsider trucker's 110-year sentence. A truck driver sentenced to 110 years for an explosive crash that killed 4 people in Denver moved a step closer Monday to potentially having his prison term reduced. Judge Bruce Jones scheduled a hearing for January the 13th to consider the sentence following widespread outrage over the severity of his punishment and an unusual request by prosecutors to revisit the matter. In business news, Wall Street ends higher, marking another record for S&P 500. Technology companies led U.S. stocks broader higher Monday, extending the market's recent rally and nudging the S&P 500 to another all-time high. Wall Street kicked off the final week in a banner year for the stock market, with mostly muted trading as investors returned from the Christmas holiday and several overseas markets remained closed. The S&P 500 rose 1.4%, its fourth straight gain. And finally, in entertainment news, outlets hurt by dwindling public interest in news in 2021. The presidential election, pandemic, and racial reckoning were stories that drove interest and engagement to news outlets in 2020. To a large degree, 2021 represented the inevitable hangover. The Associated Press says cable news networks were the main form of evening entertainment for millions of Americans last year. In 2021, weekday primetime viewership dropped 38% at CNN, 34% at Fox News Channel, and 25% at MSNBC, according to the Nielsen Company. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Foster a mindset of abundance. Choose to focus on a mindset of abundance, as this creates an attitude of prosperity. This attitude attracts more abundant circumstances and opportunities into your life. You always create what you focus your thoughts on. Focusing on lack will continue to give you lack in some area of your life. Instead, choose to focus on the abundance you already have. This will emit positive energy to the universe and God, attracting more abundance. By combining your strong ambition with an attitude of abundance, you are pouring powerful energy into the universe, allowing God to do what He does best, fulfill your desires. Today, attract further abundance by focusing positive energy on being thankful for all your blessings as you go about and enjoy the day.
We are part of my conversation coming up with Omegia Keys in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Author, entrepreneur, and filmmaker Omegia Keys rejoined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the year that's been 2021 and what's to come. Here's a bit of our conversation.
First of all, let me say how excited and proud I am of you, and another great year for you, even with all the wildness that's been going on in the world. You have had a really good year. As I mentioned, we got a chance to talk earlier this year with your new film, and then actually literally history was being made as we were talking when Derek Chauvin was found guilty, if you remember,
Yes.
at the time that we were actually on the air live. It was crazy. Now you're ending the year with a brand new book, Master Your Digital Business Like a Boss. So I want to ask you, Omegia, what has 2021 been like for you?
Well, 2021 has been insane on the business side because, like you said, we filmed, released Surviving America. Then I turned around because Surviving America was so heavy. I turned around and filmed a romantic comedy behind that to try to lighten it up. But then Surviving America took off on Amazon and Tues, and it was an unexpected takeoff. So I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. And then I'm also I'm finishing up my master's right now too in the midst of this.
Well, and now, like I said, ironically, speaking of master, that brings up also the new book, Master Your Digital Business Like a Boss. Do you feel like, though, Omegia, as I mentioned, people know you for a lot of things? I didn't even mention actress and, a lot of the other things you've been able to do over the decade I've known you. Do you feel like, though, everything kind of has led up to you being able to do all you've done this year?
Absolutely. Everything, one thing when I started this journey, it was all about mastering the skill for me to be able to do it.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back to you guys on tomorrow's more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.